Guys, welcome once again, and this is Kelly from Band Machines. Today I will be talking about sewing machine needles. All right, I want to thank all my subscribers, those that buy these machines, and also those that watch my videos. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate. So quickly, I'll talk about needles in this video, and I'll also show you the different types of needles, the characteristics, the features, and all that. All right, quickly, I have different makers, kind of manufacturers of needle here. I have the orange needles, I have the violin needles. I think this is the Benina. This is a I think Rain Nadel. I think this is a Schmetz needle. All right, this right here is I think is a Joe. It's a German needle. All right, and right here is your twin needle. All right, so one thing about all these needles is they have 5 things in common. The first one is they have a shank, a shaft, a groove, an eye, and a point or a tip. Okay, so the shank, the shaft, the groove, the eye, and the point or the tip. And also there are mainly 3 categories of sewing machine needles. You have the HA, you have the DB, and you have the DP needles. Now I'll quickly talk to you about the HA needles. Firstly, the HA needles, they have a flat one-sided head and shank. They're long and a piercing tip, and they range from size 9 to 18. And also it's ideal and recommended for sewing general fabric, and also denim and some cotton and also polyester, but also recommended highly for sewing lycra, spandex, and scuba. Okay, I don't recommend the HA needles for leather because of course leather needs from size 20 upwards. So but this is from size 18, from size 12 or size 9 rather, to about 18. So this is a typical HA needle. It has a one-sided flat, which you can see that's the shank has a one-sided flat, and it you see that. Okay, so that's for a typical HA needle. Now for the DB needles, B as in ball, it has a round head, a much more tinier round head. Okay, I think I'll just have to look for that here. I think that's what I have here. Here's a DB needle. It has a one-sided, the one side of the head is actually very round. It's not flat as that of the HA that I showed earlier on. Okay, so that being said, the features include, like I said, it has a round head. Okay, it also has a shorter tip. Okay, the features between the difference between this HA and the DB needles is that the HA has a very long tip. Okay, that's why it's recommended for sewing the lycras and stretchy fabric. Okay, from the point to the eye, which the eye is where the thread actually goes through, to the tip here is actually longer than that of the regular DB needles, and it's also called industrial machine needles. Let me just take one out quickly. All right, guys, I've taken one out. Okay, this is the DB needles. It has a much more round shank. Okay, you see that? A round shank. And also this one has a flat shank. Like I told you earlier on, the HA has a flat shank. One side is flat. All right. Okay, I just wish you can see that. All right. Okay, let me focus the camera on that now. Okay, all right, so now that's that for that. Okay, and the DB needles ranges from size 12 to about 22, and you can also use it for sewing leather since it stops at size 22. So from size 20 you can use it to sew leather and upholstery and all that. Then the last one is the DP needles. Now the DP needles, these are the types of needles that they have a much more rounder and a bigger shank or the head compared to that of the DB. Okay, P for paper. Okay, the big heads, okay, they have a much more bigger head than this one. Okay, and also it ranges from size 12 to about 25. So the needle is actually recommended for leather, for regular sewing, but it is not recommended for lycra or stretchy fabric sewing because it has the distance between the eye and the tip, like I showed you earlier on, is basically not long. So when you're sewing stretchy fabric, it tends to skip or jump. But if you're using HA, it's actually perfect for it. So I think that's that about that. So depending on any of the needle type you're getting, and also of course this is the twin needle which you want to use for double stitching. Okay, I'll talk about that in subsequent videos. But basically, depending on the needle you're getting, be it an orange needle, a violin needle, Bernina, a German needle, or any of the needle types you get, just know that there's a particular needle for your project, and you can also get variety of them depending on the kind of fabric you're sewing. So okay guys, thank you so much guys for watching, and